My past relationship, like my ex,
Oh,
will
he
say
gonna
that,
go on a
you,
rant.
you eat a lot, now you got double chin already.
No, he really did his research.
So I did my research. No, in fact,
Apologize now, ex.
I find a lot of women, they will expect
Because you keep on going for girls that want the past.
Call
Probably.
him out.
Probably, yeah.
Welcome to Bloom&Banter, where we navigate complex topics about female sexual health. I'm a firm believer that the more you understand about your own body, the more you will feel empowered and make informed decisions. My name is Crystal, your host, and joining me today is none other than my co-host, David.
Hi everyone, welcome to Bloom&Banter, where we break down stigmas, most importantly to share a balanced perspective from a male and a female.
Not gonna lie, David, I came here feeling nervous today
Same.
because I don't know how to tiptoe around this topic. We're gonna be talking about body positivity.
Yeah.
Joining us today is a beautiful curve model who advocates for body acceptance. Let us welcome Nalisa.
Hey!
Today, we're going to be diving into what the heck is actually body positivity. I think it is really a buzzword that everyone seems to be talking about, but no one really has a clue, in depth. What does it entail?
I think from a male perspective, body positivity, I think social media now is portraying it's like the guy has to be having a big chest, 6 ass, like
Literally,
shadow.
there's a song, like the
Yeah,
TikTok one, like I'm looking for a guy in finance, right? 6'5", blue eyes, chest fat.
Exactly. So I think that is what society is looking at. So I'm not sure from a female perspective though, because body positivity can be a lot of things for a woman. So
Yeah, Nalisa?
There's a fine line between positive and accepting your body. Like, I think a lot of people think that body positive is being constantly positive of your body, which is not sustainable. For me, I relate to acceptance because I'm human. There are days where I'm like, oh, it's okay, my body's alright. There are days I'm like, my body's banging. When I first started my career, it was body positive because that's what's on mainstream. But there are days where I'm like, oh, my body, I feel like a hypocrite. So now that I realize about body acceptance and neutrality, it makes sense to me. And that's more sustainable.
I think you mentioned a lot of being sustainable. What is sustainable to you?
Because this movement is not supposed to be a trend. This movement is everyday people's lives. It doesn't matter whether you're fat, skinny, whatever size that you are. This kind of mentality, it needs to sustain in your mind. It's a mind game. So if you are just like positive, you're going to crash. That's what happened to me. So for me, I'm like accepting my body. I'm already in my 30s. There's no time for me hating my body. As long as I don't hate my body, I just accept it how it is. I know what my body is capable of. That's all that matters.
Do you think that the word body acceptance or body positivity is actually just a tool, like a marketing gimmick for companies, to make more money or even just not risk being cancelled itself?
I don't think about being cancelled. I think it's about demand. It's about demand. And of course, companies don't want to make money. Obesity cases are rising. People are getting bigger. Not because your choice as well, it's because of a system. So in order for the system and everything, the market also has to supply to the people because the people are demanding.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned about the word demand, right? So there's more people demanding. That's why there's also the supply. But in that way, do you feel like it is actually promoting kind of like unhealthy kind of habits that it is okay for you to be in this size, or even, like to the extreme, which is like even being obese?
I understand where people are saying that, oh, it promotes unhealthy habits. It has already caused unhealthy habits before this movement even a thing. But also forcing people to diet, crash diet, to be skinny, no matter how healthy you are, isn't it unhealthy as well? So I think that there needs to be a balance. I think right now people see it as jarring because they've never seen so many fat bodies out there. Because usually fat bodies are hidden. But now social media, everybody has their phones. now people are like, you know what? This is my body. I'm embracing it. I'm being half naked. See my cellulite, see my stretch mark. I don't care. But I think people are like, whoa, where is this coming from? Before this, we were seeing like Victoria's Secret's models, you know?
I see the point of some people, they really just have no way of losing weight because of how the body is built. And I totally agree that there are cases of like, bulimic cases or being anorexic because you want to lose weight so badly. That promotes unhealthy habits as well. Like, let's just go to the other spectrum of like being skinny, right? But that being said, also around, have you met your circle of friends where, not to say that they're not being healthy, but accepting itself, which in a way it has caused them to be more complacent with their fitness? How do you actually approach this kind of I don't know if your friends or like this kind of issues?
I know some people that are like, they're big. But for me, it's like, if you have no complaints, if you're not whining, you are truly accepting or happy with your body, cool, whatever. But if you're like complaining and whining and everything, wanting to be skinny or like giving snarky remarks about smaller people and everything, I feel like, go do something about it. Like, you're clearly not happy with your body. Go do something about it. If you're not happy with your body, you're not going to be happy in general. I can tell you that I've met so many girls that are so insecure even when they lost weight. They're still like, oh my God, I feel fat. Oh my God. I'm like, girl, you're skinny.
You should lie somewhere else.
But the thing is, like, in their mind, they still see the fat person because they were never happy when they were that body. There needs to have a space for people of bigger body, bigger people of my size and people of bigger bodies, for them to feel good of themselves, accepting themselves, find self-love, then you can work on external. Because for me, like, it's the same as plastic surgery. You will never be happy with any plastic surgery if you do not truly love yourself inside.
So you mentioned self-love, right? I feel like when I listen to Justin Bieber's that song, what's it called? Like, Love Yourself. Huh?
Love yourself.
It's so vague. How do you love yourself? I genuinely tried to understand, how do you actually love yourself and accept yourself? Like, are there any ways that you tell yourself, and through the renewal of your mind as well and your mindset, how do you do that?
Therapy.
Serious. You're just talking about serious now.
No, okay, therapy helps. But the thing is, how you truly love yourself, one, also because you also have to accept that you are not perfect. You have your flaws. You have your shadow self. You have your mask. So you have to learn the layers. Why, like for example, why do I do this? Okay, what comes, the root cause of it? I can't change a lot of me. I can be better. I can improve myself for my friends, my family, and my partner. That's what it matters. And I love myself because I'm dope.
Wow. I like the vibe. But Nalisa, at what age do you actually discover that you start loving yourself, you start accepting like the way that you're in right now?
My journey start late 20s. It started with the body positive movement first. Before this, I really hated myself. Very insecure, very everything lah. And then I started late 20s. It's a very, very long, tedious journey, tiring journey. But when I fully accept myself is early this year.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Yay! Can you tell us more about the body positivity movement? Because you said that that's what actually kickstarted your journey to understand better how to unravel the traumas that you're facing. Yeah.
Well, that's what it popped up in the mainstream media and social. That's how, what was that in social media back then. I think I see a lot of girls that were like advocating body positivity back then. I see a lot of them in me. So I'm like, oh my God, if these girls can show off their bodies unapologetically, why can't I? Because during that time, I was very, very sick of feeling sorry for myself, of shrinking myself, of like, when I look back at my past picture, I'm not even fat. I'm chubby, but I wasn't even fat. I was small. But a lot of people, Asian. They see a little bit of meat, they're like, oh, chubby.
I think it's the way of people saying hi, like, hey, you got fat.
But it's like the backhanded comments is like it kind of gaslights us. I wasn't happy all my life. I always struggled with my body image, and I had my weight goes ups and downs. And then during the late 20s, I was like, I'm so old to feel sorry for myself. I want to wear whatever I want. I feel jealous of girls wearing whatever they want, especially girls that were bigger bodies than me. I'm like, how do they have this confidence? Let me so I slowly, baby steps, like you wear tops, like sleeveless and all of that. So, and then I was also very, very active on Twitter back then, X. And I was talking about body positivity, women's rights, and all of that. And that's how it kickstarted.
Let's talk about societal's evolving standards, constantly evolving standards on body types. Maybe I can share first. I think this was last year, especially in the Chinese Douyin. It's kind of toxic there. So like one of the challenges that I saw, right, is if your body, yes, can fit the A4 paper. So if your body can fit the A4 paper, it means you fit into the ideal kind of body type for within the mainland Chinese kind of standards. How about you? How about you?
For men, I don't think there is. I'm not sure if I actually.
They had never changed, right?
It has never changed. All I know is you need to have like big chest, abs, and you have to be at least 6'5", is it?
Oh.
170
How about that board?
That board, I'm not sure. But I know that some girls who like that board, they feel more secure.
The word that board is like recently introduced. Maybe last year. Yeah, where
Not last, a few years ago.
few years ago, right? Where people are more accepting of in a way like from male to. How about you? Have you can you share a little bit more about what are some of the trends that you've observed?
It's not trend, I think. I think people pointing out the insecurities, especially hip dips. I never noticed, but I never knew. I never knew until all the TikTok girlies are like, oh my god, my hip dips. I'm like,
How do you get rid of your hip dips? Like that workout.
man, it's how the bone is placed.
Girl, tell me more about that. Because right now, whenever I look into myself in the mirror, no matter how hard I try to like grow my glutes, right? There's always that kind of like hip dip.
Yeah.
You can't go beyond that because that's your bone structure.
No, I think it's because of like the rise of BBLs. The rise of BBLs, because of BBLs, they make your glute very round and they make it very
They literally,
shapely.
like,
There's no
took
hip
out
dips.
the-
There's no hip dips. So I think a lot of
Mm.
like younger girls, they don't know how autonomy works. So they were like, oh my god, why do I have a hip dips? That's like, cause that's how it is. The girls you see that don't have hip dips, they have BBLs.
And I think another, not like trend lah, but it has always been like ass, right? I don't know, in songs and all, it's always like, you gotta have a fat ass and things like
I
that.
think that's recently. I think that's during the Kim Kardashian era. Yeah. Before this, it was not. It was all skinny. Skinny. Yeah.
But now it's like slim thick as well.
Yeah, slim thick. Yeah.
Maybe I can also share a little bit from a skinny person. So I've always been really underweight.
Underweight.
Yeah, ever since like, high school, and my weight didn't really fluctuate much, like about 1 or 2 kgs. So between like the age of 17 until my mid-20s, I've always been underweight, and people would just tell it to my face that I'm skinny, and it's not like in a way constructive. It's like, oh, you should eat more so that and like be healthier. No, it's like, yeah, you're so skinny, nice meh. Like, excuse me? Once I passed my mid-20s, I never knew that I would be able to gain weight, and I gained so much weight. My metabolism was just like, nah, and I gained like 7 kgs. I didn't even realize that I gained weight until people pointed it out to me. So, families and friends, they are so comfortable and be like, wait, you gain weight. And that's like, the high for them during during Chinese New Year, you gain weight. And again, it made me feel so insecure because I never even realized that it was an issue until it was made an issue. There are also like kind of backhanded compliments like, oh, you gain weight, but you look nicer than last time.
Yeah.
Like,
Correct.
how am I supposed
to?
to process, with this
Yeah.
information? Does that mean last time I used to look not that nice and now
Yeah.
I'm fatter and I look nicer? I think just like about 2 years ago, I started going to the gym to lose weight. And one thing led to another. I realized that it's actually not about losing weight. It's about functionality. It's about being strong,
Yeah.
be flexible, because a girl, our lower backs at this age is just cracking lacking. And having that kind of like stretching in the gym, yoga,
Mobility.
that actually makes me feel happier. Like my body is connected to my mind. And it's not just about losing weight anymore. I feel like I really grew as a person after I started working out, and I saw the bigger picture.
Going to the gym, I think a lot of people have this wrong intention. They go it because they want to lose weight. For me, is I want to get fit. I want to be healthy.
That's so
my
true.
intention is different. So I don't put so much pressure on myself. That, I have to do at least 3 workouts in order to lose weight. No, I want to be there because it makes
just
me
wanna
feel
be healthy,
healthy.
yeah.
And then I don't have stress. It becomes not like a something that I must wake up to do because I want to
You're
lose.
dreading.
Dreading
Yeah.
myself. So I don't do that. So I try to change that perspective too. I want to be healthy and fit, so I work out rather than I just want to lose weight and then get six packs.
That's so good. Because just on the gym part again, when I went to the gym, people actually just come up to me and say like, "Hey, you're skinny." And then the next thing is, that's not good. Because by gym standards, you're not supposed to be skinny.
Yeah.
And when I told my friends that I wanted to go to the gym, they told me, "You're so skinny. Why do you still need to go to the gym?"
Exactly.
So I think
So-
what you just said is so true. You go to the gym or you exercise with the mindset that you just want to be fit.
Yeah.
You want to be healthy.
Correct.
Rather than trying to conform to any societal standards that you have in mind that is constantly evolving. Yeah.
I think a lot of people really are superficial when it comes to gym or any exercise. They
Yeah.
just see skinny, muscle, build muscle.
Yeah.
But I think they dread it because the results are very slow. They
Yep.
think that they go one spin class and suddenly they can lose weight in the next 2 days. That's
It's
not
not
how it
just
works.
slow, it fluctuates, you know.
Yeah, it fluctuates because it's pure cardio. You're not
Right.
building muscle. I've always hated gym before this. I've always hated dreading going to gym. And then people always recommend me hit high intensity training. Hate cardio. I hate cardio, but people always recommend it because chubby girl, right? Need to lose weight. But recently, I've started like pure strength training, like just weightlifting, and I love it so much. And I go there just for mental clarity. I have ADHD, so gym is the only time I'm not thinking anything. It's just blank music blasting in my ears. All I think about how many reps, how many sets, how much I can carry, what's my PR.
Yeah.
Another experience that I would like to share is about meditation. I tried meditation, and one of the meditation sessions that I came across was about mind and body interconnectedness. Is that a word? I don't know. Okay. So basically, for that meditation, the person, right, asked me to use my hand and touch my heart. Okay, and then I had to go through one by one the parts of the body that I hate. And I didn't even realize that I hated so many parts of my body until during the meditation session, I was like, damn, like, girl, my calves. Like so many parts of my body that I do not like.
Right.
And then towards the end of the meditation, it was actually saying, now you gotta tell yourself that you love yourself and you accept yourself. And girl, I kid you not, I teared up. I was like, you're being so dramatic, but like my body just started like I started tearing up. I was just like, wow, I never actually told myself that I should love myself, that I should just accept the parts that I subconsciously hate so much. And that felt so empowering. So yeah, go try meditation and go to the gym. Yeah, but how about, maybe we can get the male perspective on this.
I get this a lot, and I also understand sometimes even like my past relationship, like my ex,
Oh,
will
he
say that,
gonna
hey,
go on a
you,
rant."
you eat a lot, now you got double chin already, So sometimes it makes me feel like,
Don't have lah, David, don't worry.
sometimes I also question whether if I should go and do, that injection. They call it where they can
I
actually burn the
saw,
bad cell.
yeah.
I think it's called Kybella or something.
No, he really did his research.
So I did my research. No, in fact,
Apologize now, X.
I'm a bit health conscious also. So
Uh.
sometimes I also intentionally took the diet pills. So if I like had really heavy meals like oily food, then I'll take the diet pills.
Is it carb blockers?
No, it's not carb blocker. It's the one that actually stops your body from digesting the fats. So when you take oily food and then when you shit that time, you literally shit oil.
Ew.
Yeah, literally oil. Like you can see.
So what's the color?
It's a blue color pill.
Sorry, I mean the poop.
It's
oil.
oil. Your body cannot digest the oil, so basically you extract oil. Yeah. What about like your diet? Do you really control your diet and everything?
Not control, in moderation. I do the 80-20 thing. I don't know if you know. 80% whole foods, 20% like snacks. So a lot of my food now is like home cooked. And when I snack, I don't punish myself. Okay, fine. If I want to snack, if I over snack, okay, fine. I ate extra 200 calories. Will I die tomorrow?
You
No.
ate an extra almond today.
Yeah, I ate extra 200 calories. Will I die tomorrow? No. I'll go to the gym and burn it off. What the hell? But the thing is, like, I'm also repairing my relationship with food. Because when I was really, really insecure, I had ED. I was anorexia. I also had problems with binge eating. And I can go on days not eating, or I can but I can binge in one sitting. That's how bad it was. Because I feel like, oh, if I didn't eat for like 3 days, I deserve this big. I didn't understand how the body works. So that's how my body was like, when the metabolism went crazy. I think a lot of people really misconcept that fat people eat a lot. Because a lot of fat people don't.
Actually, a lot of the fat people I know, they eat lesser than me. And so it's really the metabolism.
It's really a metabolism. I think it's because they've never been taught that eating is actually nourishing. Eating is not a punishment. And I think they also have a lot of like problems like me back then. They starve, and then when they binge. And then if they do eat normal meals, they eat very little because they don't want to punish themselves.
The model industry itself, in mainstream media or even just on our day-to-day lives, the models that we see, I think, is still pretty much the same as we saw like maybe 20, 30 years ago. It's still kind of like that same body size. Perhaps nothing too crazy, just a little bit chubbier, just so that they can be inclusive, right?
But the traditional, more standard models, I think that's never going away. That is never going away because designers see them as muses. The designer sees them as hangers. To be honest, skinny looks better in a lot of clothes. But also, I think there should be more representation on other bodies. I think designers, fashion stylists needs to learn how to dress other people. Because I think over here, especially over here, I'm sorry, a lot of stylists don't know how to dress curve bodies. Yeah, I think they don't have enough of their clients, or their clients are very insecure of their bodies. Because a lot of them, when they style me, it looks like a drab. I look like an auntie. And then when I go out to events and everything, they're like, oh, you have style. I'm like, yeah, because I know my body. I know my style. I know how my body, like, I know how clothes fit. You don't know because you never had curve clients or plus size clients. And same for designers as well over here. And I think that there needs to be more outside skinny models. Skinny models can remain. They're never going away. But I think there needs to be more so designers can be more creative on how to dress women's bodies. This is why I love Dora Versace. Because he truly loves women's bodies. Even though back then their bodies, the skinny models are skinny, but they're curvy. All their dresses fits nicely. And if I were to wear Versace, it fits nicely on my body because that man loves women. And I think a lot of designers, they don't love women. I am so sorry. Y'all love the fashion, but you don't love women's bodies.
I literally saw like a tweet that says like, oh, this designer loves women. And then you can really see
You
how
can see how
yeah.
the clothes are draped on the curves, regardless you're skinny, you have hips, you have like you're plus size, you're curvy. It will look nice on you because how the thing drapes on you.
So like let's just say for companies out there, fashion companies out there, is it okay that they want to pander to like specific demographics or like specific women who have the body sizes which are outside of plus size? Because I think there's a lot of like kind of like political correctness when it comes to this kind of issues. Like, oh, in your music video, why do you not have like other races or like other body types in there? I think I saw recently is the Addison Rae Diet Pepsi music video or something, and it's someone quoted that and say like, it's so disappointing to see that there are no like other body types in the dance. So it's like really just not like skinny but like not fat people dancing in the video.
Right.
And where do we draw the line actually when it comes to being inclusive? At the same time, some brands, they would want to retain their own creative control and they would just want to market to a sizable audience that are not fat. Do you think it is okay for them to do that?
I think it's okay whatever they want to do, but it's also our freedom of speech to say what we're not satisfied of. I think you also have to see the context of it. For example, the Victoria's Secret thing. They popularized because they fantasize, they set the standard of the fantasy models.
Mhm.
The skinny, the chirpy, angel wings, and all of that. That collapsed because lack of diversity, lack of representation. And then also the
Quality just, I don't know.
no, and also the founder didn't want to hire trans women.
Yeah.
They didn't want to hire trans women as angels. So that was bad timing for them. And now they're trying to be inclusive. But they tried lah. But I'm like, it depends on what brand, who are you asking from? You can't ask everything the same thing. All that representation. If they do include, great. But if like they don't, we can celebrate other brands that have done diversity.
And what I'm getting from what you just said is that it is okay for certain brands to still, not to say not promote inclusivity, but just maintain the status quo because that's what they do. And I feel like these are like kind of like bad apples, honestly, on Twitter that would say like, oh, why are you not including, this and that? That kind of like really sets the movement back because then it feels like whatever that, the content or the discourse would be, you always want to butt in, even though people are not like trying to attack you. And I think what you just said is really true. It's like we can find, brands who are there for the, actively promoting body acceptance and all of that without really just like shoving this down everybody's throat, making people uncomfortable. And if they are really being not inclusive, there's proof, that like, let's just say what you said about the Victoria's Secret. He did say that transgender does not conform to the fantasy world. And that itself is transphobic.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, those
I
are
know a lot of men that loves trans women.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, if they are really just glaring statements like that, then you can call him out.
Yeah.
And he deserves the downfall.
Yeah.
That it is.
Yeah. I think why people are saying like, oh, why don't you include this? I think people just want to be included. Just want to see themselves in that. See somebody that looks like them in that context. And I think that is a very, very human response because everybody wants to feel belonged. And I think there's no harm on voicing out, hey, I think we need more representation. That's just feedback. If you want to take it or not, that's up to them. That's up to the brands or that person. Yeah.
Back to the future of the body positivity movement, I think the solution is easy. It's so straightforward. Just accept your body for whatever that is, and as long as you are healthy. And that goes to being skinny or like fat people. If you're not healthy, then you should really make a conscious effort to change your diet, go to the gym, not because you want to conform to societal standards, but because you're doing it to be healthy and you accept parts of your body that you deem not conforming to societal standards. Like, for example, my calves. I'm going on and on. Because my calf, girl, people say that it's too muscular.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Exactly. So it's like a personal mental block for myself to actually tell myself that it is okay to not have skinny, straight legs. Like, you know, in like Chinese, I tell you, like the douyin, all those are really, really toxic. I don't know how.
What's the next trend? Be a chopstick?
It's already a trend, I swear. And I feel like even for Chinese or like even Chinese douyin, because they already have a built-in filter in. So that's how they see themselves, you know. They thought that this is how they look like. Yes, they thought that's how they look like. And their legs are just so skinny. It's like a bit like not humanly possible. And it really takes so much effort for me to change my mindset and be like, I don't think not a lot of normal people have legs like that. And it's okay for me to have stronger legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the future or in a way key takeaway that I have for the movement. How about you?
I think for men, it's okay to have that bod also, right? I mean,
I thought it's being celebrated now.
it should be celebrated, right? But because I believe a lot of women out there, they also expect like, you know, guys to have at least, six packs and chest.
I think it's a girls thing. I think that's
I think
mostly
most of-
bros thing. That's a lot of
Really?
bros thing. A lot of girls don't mind.
I don't know, but from my experience, I find a lot of women, they will expect
Because you keep
that.
on going for girls that want the packs.
Call
Probably.
him out.
Probably. Yeah. I feel
It's a
that.
cycle.
Maybe you are
I
the
know.
problem.
Maybe you are the problem.
So,
Can you touch about height?
height. Oh. Are you saying that I'm short now?
I'm not. Well, were you taking this so personally?
Yeah, that's true. I think
I feel
the,
like for
the
male,
standard for male standard is always like you have to be
it's-
at least 170
It's so
cm
sad
above.
because they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
like-
at least like for bodies, you can, I don't know, like be a bit skinny, you can try to do something about it, but your height is like,
yeah, it's actually quite true, you know. And to be honest, a lot of guys are a bit insecure with that because you can see from their shoes if they have like really thick soles, then these are the people that are a bit insecure with their height.
yeah.
And then they'll go and buy shoes that are like super thick.
I
Yeah.
saw there are surgeries that they actually break your knees apart to insert a rod inside so that you can be like, 5 cm taller.
Yeah.
God dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. So future for
where
men
to
It's
out
okay
there.
to be short also. But I'm actually
Short kings out there, you
at
got your
least
back.
170 lah, so I still made it.
Hey, that in a way that's perpetuating. Not funny. Tell the short kings out there, like no matter what is your height, it's fine.
Yeah, no matter what's your height, whether you're a little bit overweight or overweight, it's okay. But most importantly is working towards a healthier goals. Yeah.
You're like, I'm 170, so it's fine. You're part of the problem.
I am the problem.
How about you, Nalisa?
So my message to everybody is that don't overwork your bodies too much. Yeah, care a bit, but don't fixate it so much on something you cannot change.
Yeah.
Improve on things that you want to improve on, whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, but do it sustainably, healthily. Go for experts if you don't know what you're doing. And I think we just need to live a more healthy life, not only for our bodies, also for our mindset. Because this is where all the computer is. This is where the data is. This is where if this is not right, nothing is right. So I think to start off, if you want to build in self-love, confidence, just radiate energy where people are drawn to you. And I think a lot of people, insecure people, they are so insecure. Why people are not talking to them? Why people are not drawn to them? It's because you're putting yourself down. Nobody wants to deal with that energy. And I think you need to be yourself, but also be self-aware. yes, right now you want to be skinny, cool, but see yourself in the long term. What are the benefits of, okay, if you want to be skinny, what are the benefits of being skinny? Okay, if you want to remain fat, what are the benefits of remaining fat? But I think just constantly work on yourself, constantly move your body. You don't have to go on high intensity exercise, just move,
Yeah.
walk. Get 5K steps lah. 10K will be too much for some people, especially in KL.
I read a book, right, Ikigai. It literally just says, right, you need to raise your arms above your head
For what?
just to be active.
Just dance or dance.
There is like in the book, they actually drew like the exercises. You don't even need to, because it's about a part of the Japan called Okinawa, where statistically it's like like a lot of people there, they live beyond 100 years, and then they get a research and they don't even go to the gym. Hello, you think that the aunties there, like they pluck vegetable and go to the gym? No, they literally just stay active.
Yeah. Because they walk a lot, they farm and all of that.
So yeah, you just gotta raise your arms above your head sometimes. Legit. So there are blood flows, like just small little things about this. It doesn't have to be hard. You can sign up for a gym if this is not within your budget or you don't have the time.
Walking, boat dancing, yoga. You can do yoga anywhere you want right now, right?
Stretch right now on the Saturday.
Stretch right now. Yeah. Movement.
Yeah.
Make movement part of your lifestyle. Because I know a lot of, especially people in KL, is very sedentary. Go sit in the office. And then people get tired because this one is very tiring, computer. But you need to not neglect your body. You need to move your body. Make it half an hour a day. Just dance. Feel good.
Dance.
Feel good with yourself.
Yeah.
Oof,
We survived. I honestly thought that today's topic is going to be tough, but actually I enjoyed this topic thoroughly. I learned so much. Thanks to Nalisa. And of course, we would like to thank dear Kyra as well for actually creating safe spaces for us to navigate these kind of complex topics, be it about birth controls, be it about like female sex, sexual health, or even
wellness.
about your own body.
Dear Kaya is actually a telehealth platform where women can get birth control pills in a more discreet manner and all at the comfort of your home. So if you happen to have
An emergency.
emergency, right, and you needed help, you know where to find us. DearKyra.com.
And then it's not just your emergencies, right? It's about long-term kind of birth controls as well, where we would touch it in another episode about the functionality and also the different purposes of birth control.
Yes.
Once again, thank you, Nalisa. And that's it for today. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and don't forget to follow our social media.
Bye.